Hey, what's up? Today I'm gonna be doing a live unboxing of the Fluance. I was about to say AI40s. I already did that review. The Fluance signature bookshelf passive speakers. So thank you to Fluance for sending these out. You know, they've always been very supportive. So yeah, I appreciate that. You know, without products to review, there's nothing really to do on this channel, right? So shout out again to Fluance out in Canada. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this. All right, so yeah, here it goes. So this is live. You know how it goes. All right. Let me know if I sound okay, if you guys can hear me. I'm here at home. There might be some noise in the background. As you guys know, I have kids, so that's them watching TV and playing with their toys. Specifically the 2-year-old. The 3-month-old really doesn't do much except for cry and sleep. All right. So let's see here. We are live. All right. Let me pop out this chat here so I could talk to you guys. Live chat. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So here it is. All right. Hopefully I'm not smashing my laptop, and yeah, you guys can see that pretty good, right? There it is. All right, so the Signature Series Hi-Fi two-way surround. Well, all right, so here's the deal. It says surround sound speakers, right? And yeah, surround sound speakers. But they say that you can use them, of course, as your main speakers, as your front speakers, left and right. Okay. So here we go. Let me get something to open this up with. Here we go. That won't work. This one. Here we go. So I think I need a knife or something for these unboxings. All right. And also, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Use your teeth, alright. D Grizz trolling hard as usual. How you doing, my friend? Alright. Okay. Alright. So this is a box within a box. Alright, 1 second. Volume is fine. What's up, Kyle? I'm having a tough time. Let me put this upside down here. All right. Get out of here, box. A box within a box. Killing me. Double box. Yeah, it's yeah. I always ask you guys, do you prefer for the box to have the thing on it, or do you prefer to have it plain like this? Because I guess my thinking is, if you're a UPS or FedEx guy or USPS guy happens to like speakers, it might be an issue, right? He's about to quit. All right. Open these up. It's never damaged. Alright, cool. So there's that. Let me point this camera downward so you can kind of see what's going on down here. Move the mic a little bit. There you go. Sorry if it's a mess over here. I'm still testing out a bunch of stuff, so get that. Alright. Angela Jude TV. What's up? What's up, cutie? All right, so Fluance accessories. So what do we have here? We have, they look like little rubber feet. Magmia says actually bought these about a week ago. Wasn't double boxed like that. Alright. Wonder if it's special just for me. Fluance. Alright, so a little catalog here. Let's see what's in this catalog real quick. If it's like the other catalog that I got with the AI40s, this is out of date. So XL series, SX series. So this is hilarious. Watch. AV series, DB series. Alright. And that's the product lineup for floor standing speakers, center channel, and surround speakers. Surround speakers, and the speakers here are not included in the catalog. You guys need to update this. So yeah, no signature in here. So this is the signature series, but the catalog that comes with it does not include the signature series. Alright. That's about all the bad things I have to say about Fluance. Alright. Take this out. So I'm always scared to take this stuff out because you want to make sure that you're not holding onto your fingers are not like poking out tweeters or anything like that. Oh, you're heavy. Another thing I don't get is like this bag, right? Wouldn't it make more sense if it was this way? Like if I could pull it up. Every single speaker that I've ever opened had it so that when I pull this off, I don't know. I just feel like you can just kind of use the bag to pull it up. Whatever. All right. So here's speaker number 1. All right. So there it is. Speaker number 1.
Poke out a tweeter, you have to buy another one.
What happened?
Poke out a tweeter, you get to buy another speaker.
Yeah, exactly. That's not good. So it has this. Ooh, magnetic. Ooh, that thing is freaking handsome.
God, they're good.
Fluance is good. Did you hear that? What'd say it louder?
God, they're good.
Yeah, the wife thinks that they're good. Wow. Phase plug. Front ports. Very nice.
Wow.
Very nice. Look at, yeah, very nice finish. This, oh man. And magnetic too. Bam. These are handsome. And then so the box is not perfectly square, as you can see there. And at the back, they have something so you can hang them on the wall because they can be surround speakers. Pretty big surround speakers. As far as specs, it says sensitivity 85 dB. Impedance is 8 ohms. Power handling 30 to 120 watts. And the frequency response 60 to 20 kilohertz. And of course their signature Canadian flag. 5-way binding post so you can accept raw wire or banana. Alright. Let me just look again at this. This looks like a, I want to say a 5-inch. You know, a lot of times they say 5 1/4, but depending on where they're measuring, looks like a 5-inch driver. And that is a 1-inch dome tweeter. And this looks like Kevlar. And a real phase plug. I've never, actually I have had one speaker that had a phase plug, and that was some Yamo speakers that I used to have. Let's see here. Lighting is kind of dark, hard to get a good look. Sorry, let me brighten it up. Alright, so yeah, woven aramid fiber. They look like B&W speakers. They do with the yellow cone. Are you sure this is not Kevlar? I don't know if that, I'm assuming there's some difference. But yeah, so there's the first one. I'm assuming that the second one's gonna look exactly the same. Let's just make sure here. All right. How's the lighting? Is it a little bit better now? Another thing I noticed in here, let's see if you can see this here. If you look at, I don't know if you can't. Hold on a second. Kevlar is a trade name? Okay, got it. How are these supposed to compare with the AI40s? Says single track 86. Was literally just watching a review on them 2 hours ago. All right, so the AI40s are powered speakers, and the AI40s are also sealed. So just different speakers. Here's another thing that they've thought of that's really cool. So look in here, look in the ports. They have like something so that, like a netting, so you can't accidentally, your kids can't put stuff into the ports. You see that? Shining some light in there. Price on these is 199 bucks. And fit and finish already, I can tell you the fit and finish is crazy on this. All right, so let me put these back up, and I'm gonna move the camera back up. Get this out of the way. All right, back up here, back up here. All right, let me, it does look a little dark, doesn't it? All right, so what do we have here on my desk? So I have the, let's see here. Make sure I can see you guys here. So I have the Pioneer Pioneer SP BS22 LRs. Right, and so those are designed by Andrew Jones, the guy I interviewed recently, and yeah, those are kind of like a go-to for a lot of people. A lot of people recommend those as inexpensive passive speakers because they sound awesome. You know, so this is a 4-inch driver on here, rear ported, and a single silk dome tweeter, and I like them. I like those speakers a lot. It has the same. You can tell that he designed them because they all have the same, like, very similar sound signature, kind of like rolled off highs, which I'm going to talk about in a future podcast, actually. But I think it's something that you should consider when you're buying speakers. You should consider your room, right? So if your room is very reflective, maybe you don't want, like, really bright speakers. If your room has a lot of, like, you know, dampening, if you have carpet and, like, you know, all kinds of like absorbent furniture, then you may want some speakers that are brighter, right? For me, you know, in my house I have more, like, you know, we have carpet here, and so bright speakers, they don't sound too bad here. At my shop, very reflective. We have, you know, wood flooring and all that, and so I prefer to have something like these Andrew Jones speakers because they are a little bit rolled off, so they sound better in that situation. All right, so I gotta hook these up. Let's see size comparison between these and the Pioneers.
You might want to take the covers off because it's real dark.
It's really dark. Okay, really dark. Covers off. Why is it so dark up in here? Why is it so contrasty?
I don't know, but it's better.
All right, so hopefully that helps here. I will be doing a full review on these, but for now, let's just take a look. All right, so I'm gonna disconnect these Pioneers. Ooh, these have adhesive on there. Okay. Peachtree audio speakers. They go for $399 on Amazon. Says new PS City. $399 Peachtree audio. Yeah, you know what? Those Peachtrees, I've seen them before, and they kind of remind me of the way that the Kanto U6s that I reviewed look. Am I right? Kind of looks the same. All right, so here we go. Size comparison. Why is it too dark?
Yeah, I don't know, it's weird.
Hold on a second. Let me fix this here, if I can. Let's see if that helps.
A little bit.
Whatever. Okay, whatever. Hopefully you guys can kind of see this. What happens when I move it towards here a little bit more? Can you see it better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
If you're doing like size comparison, it's like hard to see the bottoms, so.
Yeah. What's going on here? Let me turn on another light here. 1 second. Does that help? Not really. All right. All right. All right. There. Backlighting maybe. There.
Right there.
There you go. What the heck?
Because your desk is black.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. So, have you tried those Peachtree speakers? Are they good, or do they just look good? All right. Size comparison. Height-wise, they are very similar. Yeah. Let's turn it all the way up. Size-wise, they're about the same. Yeah, they're pretty much the same all around. Let's go side. Pretty much the same. Even the finish is similar. I feel like the veneer that they're using looks almost exactly the same. Here's the back. So they're both shaped similarly. This one's more rounded off, right? So there's the top of that one. This is the top on this one. And the Fluance are front ported, which is helpful when you're using it in this situation. Like if you look at my desk here, I kind of have it very close to a rear wall, in which case that rear port really starts like enhancing the bass, maybe a little bit too much. So let's go ahead and hook up these Fluance and see how they sound. All right, you're gonna get my first impression right here. So right now I have these connected to this Burson amp that I reviewed recently. I'm still playing around with that with the different op amps, seeing which one sounds better. All right, so let me hook this up. I have some banana cables here. You like our baby changing station back here? That's where we change diapers. Congratulations. That's real life right there. Okay. Red, black. All right. There they are. Handsome. You know what? I think the look of speakers matters a lot. You know what I mean? As much as it shouldn't, because it's made for just sounding good. They're pretty big, so you want them to look decent in your house, right? Oh yeah, I also have some M Audio AV40s. Those are like some of the first speakers I ever bought. And they still work. Not very much bass, but they work. And they're still very, you know, kind of like a flat sound signature because they're made for monitoring. All right, put these up. All right. All right, diapers help the sound reflect less. Yes. I'm gonna line my walls with just diapers. How about that? Good look. It looks so professional. Huh? All the extra ones, the one that they don't fit in. Is that cool with you, Angela?
Yeah, you can just switch it out if it gets dirty. One of them gets dirty.
Yeah. I like that idea. All right, so here they are. Damn, these look freaking good. I gotta say, Fluance. Diaper on the walls. All right, so here we go. I got my Burson app here. Let me play a song that's not gonna get me kicked off here. All right. Move that up. All right. What is a song that I can play here? All right. So let's see how they sound. Okay, they are plugged in. I'm tired of hearing those songs from my audio test that I use for the amplifiers. I will play that one. Hold on, Elaine. What is it called? Jabberheads. just because I'm familiar with the song. I know what it's supposed to sound like, or what it sounds like on the other speakers at least. All right. So this won't get me kicked off for playing it.
In a shadow drew again. You sit alone, the lane on the side.
All right. Actually, I wasn't paying enough attention. I was messing around over here. All right, I'm reading you guys' comments too. Get some Mad Cat Trap. All right. Do you have sound test playlist available anywhere? My sound tests are here on YouTube, so I don't want to get a copyright strike on those. Mainly the ones I'm using are this one, Jabberhead's Elaine, for like kind of like live vocal type of sound, and another one that's just so funky. It was the one, if you ever looked at NCS, it's a I don't know what they do. It's like a channel on YouTube where they have a bunch of royalty free music. Sometimes they have people that you've actually heard before. And this one guy, Alan Walker, I think he put some stuff on there. And yeah, it's cool. I just happened to pick the one that was showing up at the time, and there's this one called So Funky. So you can look at my my last video where I am testing out amps, and they should be in the links in the description. Okay, let me test out a different one. Let me just go back to NCS. I have to play that funky one. The good thing about that song is that there's some deep bass on there, so it allows me to test the bass. I thought I heard some semblance. Anyone else pick that up? I don't know that you can tell using this microphone setup I have. Because I'm live streaming, I have it connected to some pretty cheapo, like an iRig Pre. Because the microphone is XLR. And so I have it connected to this. This is running off a 9-volt battery. So I don't know that I would judge the sound based on what you're hearing. Plus it's off axis, so what you're hearing is not gonna be what I'm hearing. Okay. Put this back up. So Funky, my favorite song.
She'll feel funky to me. 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 Come
Okay. All right. Let me hear how these sound real quick. So this is using a smaller driver on these Pioneers, but just for fun, let me see how these sound. Just because I'm kind of noticing a few things already. Okay. All right. Go back a little bit. Let me pan left and right. Okay, I hear the difference. I can tell you the difference between these Pioneers and these Fluance is those Pioneers with the smaller driver, for some reason. I don't know how they did it, but it has more bass. So I think it's the way that it was tuned. But yeah, they definitely have more bass. And I don't think it's just because the port is facing towards the back. I think it's, I don't know, just the way they've tuned it. So there's that. Yeah, I have to test some of the other aspects of these speakers, such as how they image, maybe how they also sound in the living room situation. So it's a lot different. You know what I mean? Let's see. Sharkybot says they do have a break-in period. I think at least when I got mine, they sounded pretty thin. I haven't put too much time on them though. Yeah, I do believe in some break-in when it comes to speakers. I think that does play a role. I've read articles where they say that it doesn't make that much of a difference. When you measure them, I don't know. But I think that for me at least, it's just more that like I tend to get used to the sound of speakers rather than the speakers actually sounding better or different. So, yeah, these Pioneers have more bass and have like a darker tone to them, meaning that the treble is not as bright. It's not as bright as these Fluance. The Fluance have the win as far as looks, that's for sure. For my opinion, I think they look the best. What else? Let me plug these back in. All right. Where will I put these? Okay. I think what I want to do now, I want to use some test tracks that have some good stereo imaging, but they're not going to be allowed here on YouTube, so I'm going to have to mute the mic while I listen. 1 second. OpenPlex. So I got some FLAC files here. All right, give me 1 second. I am going to mute this just for a few tracks. Just give me a second. Let me find the song here. It's from Marantz high-end audio file. What is this called? Test demo SACD. I have a track that I use there, and I have another one that I use for bass from another like audio file CD. All right, so I gotta mute this. Be right back. 1 second. All right. So I'm gonna try one more track that I use for bass. It's from a Bowers and Wilkins audio file recordings volume 2, and it's this one by Alan Taylor, Color to the Moon. Another one, Chris Jones, Long After You're Gone. It's kind of funny with these tracks because it's not like music that I would typically listen to. It's just that they're good for testing because they're high quality recordings. Yeah, and then you can kind of tell like how bass sounds on different speakers. So, how strict is copyright policy? Seconds of a track. You know what? I don't know how many seconds. I would guess like 15. I think 15 seconds is about the max that you can play. Unless you're talking over it, because I think it's just using some sort of algorithm to determine like if the waveforms are similar. So if you're like talking over it and there's a lot of other things going on, I think it helps. But yeah, I've been at places where I'm streaming and there's some background music and it'll kick me off. Yeah. All right. So Tom Frank says that you got to give them time to break in, man. Let them break in for about 40 hours. Drivers got to loosen up a bit and the bass will develop more and tweeter will smooth out a bit too. Trust me. I trust you, Tom Frank. Just not sure how much of a difference it makes. You know, I'm a kind of guy who, like, I need to get some hard facts, right? Some way that I can measure the frequency response. So like maybe that'd be a test I could do, where I'd take the frequency response, leave the calibrated mic in the same exact place, and then do it after 40 hours of break-in, maybe, and see if the frequency response changes. I don't know. All right, let me do one more test. 1 second, I'm gonna mute this. Okay, I'm back. All right, I'm done with the sound test. I want to just talk to you guys actually right now. Let me move this. All right. So to respond to some of the things here, and then I'm going to tell you what I thought of the sound. Says, let me turn this brightness down a little bit. I really like the way mine sounds. Says Magmia 54. What's the model number on these? These are the Fluance. They're called just the Fluance Signature Bookshelf. Pioneers? Question mark. Yeah, I just did a test between them, and I can say that the Pioneers have more bass. They are a little bit darker in sound signature, so the treble is not as pronounced. These have a nice clear treble, and depending on, so here's the thing that I've been thinking about a lot lately is, why is it that some people prefer a certain type of speaker? To me, that's just maybe personal preference, but I think it also might have a lot to do with their room, right? So I've taken speakers that, you know, where I didn't like them in one room, but I liked them in another one. And I think it's because if you think about it, when you're playing speakers, you know, the speakers are in a box, but they're also in a bigger box, and the box is called your room, right? So depending on how your room is set up, maybe it has a lot of reflections. If it's very reflective, like I said earlier, maybe you don't want a bright speaker, right? Because that's going to accentuate all the reflections. Maybe you want one where the treble is rolled off. And that's the topic actually of my upcoming podcast, where I'm going to be talking about graphic equalizers. Like, that used to be a thing before, and now it's not. You know, now it's all digital. Maybe the manufacturers think that you're too stupid to figure out how to mess with the graphic equalizer, that you're going to just make it so the bass is all the way up. But who cares? If that's the way you like the way, like, you know, if that sounds good to you, then that's good. But yeah, a graphic equalizer would allow you to kind of tame some of those highs. But because that's not something that's prevalent now, what you have to do is get some speakers that suit your specific room, right? And your preference. What else here? Damn, almost got... All right, so DM... I don't know what your name is. D-Matt? I don't know. Anyway, almost freaked. Thought these were the AI-60s for a second there. I wish. I'm waiting on the AI-60s also, my friend. So, no. Let's see. D-Grizz says put some quartz crystals on top and put some speaker cables that soaked in moonlight for 1 week. I get it. So D-Grizz is not a believer in break-in. I get you. I think that's what you're saying. The reaction, yes, yeah. You know what? So I'm gonna talk about what I just experienced right now. Magmia, sorry, I meant what the model number is for the Pioneers. The model number is the SPBS22LRs by Andrew Jones. All right, so this is what I noticed. These look like the B&W speakers. Maybe they look kind of like the B&W 686 S2s, something similar to that. I don't know if I'm just getting tricked because I'm seeing this yellow cone, aramid fiber, whatever, woven aramid fiber, I think is what you called it. I called it Kevlar, but I guess they're not allowed to say that, but I can say it. Yeah, they look like the B&Ws, and I just recently went and listened to some 706s or 707s. Really, they're not inexpensive B&Ws. They were, I think, $1,700, and these reminded me of those. Just like as far as how they image, the clarity. They're both a little bit bright, which some people will like. It's not really my style, but I can appreciate it. I can appreciate kind of like a speaker that shows all of the flaws. I get that. I don't know if it's. So here's the deal. I don't always listen to like uncompressed files, FLAC files, or I'm not using Tidal or always playing from a turntable, right? So a lot of times I'm just streaming something on YouTube and I know you guys will hate me for that. On YouTube, on Spotify, on YouTube Music, which has extreme compression. And bright speakers tend to show all the flaws, right? Versus some speakers where the treble's a little bit rolled off. What I found is a lot of times these like compressed music, it's most obvious in the high frequencies, right? Because if you think about it, the higher frequencies, there's more cycles, and so I don't know what I'm trying to say there. I can tell in the high frequencies. I don't want to break it down too crazy, Nyquist theorem. I don't want to try to sound smart because I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. But I do notice that compressed music, I can tell in the highs. I don't know if you feel the same way. All right, so Sharky Bot says, I was thinking of getting an EQ from the 80s, although my speakers don't really need it. I like a smooth sound, which I think the Brits get the most. Smooth sound, yeah, so I am waiting on some. I have my list of stuff that I'm planning on reviewing soon, hopefully. And I do have some Wharfdales coming, hopefully. We'll see if that's true or not. But I'm excited to hear those because I think they have that similar smooth sound. I don't know. I mean, Wharfdales are kind of rolled off, so I don't know that British sound if that's really something that's true, because I think B&Ws are British too, right? And they're bright. So what is the British sound? Harbith? I haven't heard their speakers myself. What's my reference speaker? SharkyBot. Well, my reference speaker is just more like the speaker that I'm most familiar with, right? So I get to play with enough speakers to know how all of them sound. I personally like the UB5s the most. I just listened to some Kef LS50s yesterday, and they sounded too bright for my taste. Could have been the room that they were in also, but I wasn't overly impressed. Nothing there surprised me. I might be the only one though. Who knows? What else you guys got for me? What other questions? Oh yeah. So these did remind me of those Bowers and Wilkins. Kind of crazy. They sounded so. Some speakers sound bigger than they are because they produce more bass than you expect, right? That's one way for the speaker to sound bigger. This, they claim that it's, I think, minus 3 dB at 60 hertz. Not really great, right? Not something spectacular. Typically, I like my speakers to go to at least 50 hertz. I have some, where are they? Some mic up MB42Xs that I think can go to 60 hertz, no problem. That doesn't hit all the bass notes that I prefer a speaker to hit. So yeah, these do sound big for a different reason though. These sound big because the soundstage sounds big, right? So The center image is very clear, and I also hear stuff outside of the speaker. Yeah, that's a cool trick. I don't know how they're doing that. I do notice that this has some texture to it. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. You guys have any more questions for me? EQ, we can talk about anything. You know, when I do these live streams, you know, I have a particular topic in mind, but if you guys are in here and if you have any questions regarding the speakers or anything else, I'm here to answer them. You guys hear me okay? $6.56. No more questions? No more questions? What else they got here on no copyright sounds? Let's see here, reactive.
I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out. My future needed clarity, so I could see how you react to me. So much different. I
Yeah. If you guys are right and these sound better after I break them in, then I'm gonna be amazed, because I'm already liking the way they sound. But let's see here, what else we got here. Greg Drinkwater, how you doing, my man? I have the JBL 305s on my desk with a small 10-inch sub to back them up. Awesome. Any thoughts on digital room correction? Well, I'm not an audiophile, first of all. I'm an audio enthusiast, and I think an enthusiast is supposed to like improving your sound. And I'm not a purist either. I like technology, you know, and I do think that digital room correction can help. I've played around with Dirac, I think was the best one that I've tried, but I have Odyssey EQ32 on my Denon X4100, and I use that. And sometimes I switch back and forth, so sometimes I'll put it on pure direct, where you bypass all of that. And if I were to compare the two, I think that the Odyssey is doing a good job of correcting any issues with my room. So why not, right? I'm not against that. Do I believe that it's better to correct your room and not use digital correction? Yeah, probably. All right. Amazing sound, but not enough for a living room. Okay. So these not as good as the AI40s? I wouldn't say that. These are the same price as the AI40s. And if I were to guess, they're the same price, same size driver, but these are passive, meaning they don't have to have an amplifier, a DAC, Bluetooth. So because of that, I would assume that they can use better parts, right? They can use better parts on there. So I would assume if you were to just compare the passive speaker on the AI40s versus these, I would say that these are probably better. Yeah. Let's see. So, but it depends on you, right? So if you need active speakers where everything's built in, you don't want to have to buy a separate amp, then AI40s might be better. They do look awesome considering the HT signature package. Brian Matthews, all right. Did I miss what DAC and amp you're using, if you're using? So the amp that I'm using is this Burson amp that I reviewed. Let me see if I can zoom into this. You can see this. I have it all opened up because I'm still trying out the different op amps on here. I've been looking into some like tube or valve preamps. Curious. I haven't tried them before, so curious to see how they sound. Again, I think, you know, by using tubes, it's the same thing. You're using tubes to change the sound, right? So You know, a lot of purists wouldn't be against that, but they would be totally against a graphic EQ, or they might be against room correction. So I don't really get that. You know, everybody's trying to change up the sound for the better, right? So if it's through graphic equalizers or any, room correction, I don't see what's wrong with that. All right. So, Kamal from Leeds, UK, bought U6 after serious research in your video, trying to learn from you what's rewarding at the lowest price point yet investing. Thank you for sharing your passion for Solar. Well, thank you for that. Yeah. Let's see. Let me try to get to the meat of your question. What's rewarding at the lowest price point? I mean, I'm always looking for that. I'm always trying to look for best bang for your buck, I'm also into cars, and cars, there's this thing, miles per gallon. You heard of that? And there's another one that's called smiles per gallon, and I think for audio maybe it's like smiles per dollar, right? So not necessarily like what's the best, but what can you buy where you buy it and you just it makes you happy. I'm looking into some inexpensive amps that are like $30. Let me see if I can pull one up. They're like $30 by I don't know what they're called, man. Knob sound. That's like a funny knob sound. Anyway, the whole point is there are these cheap amps that actually operate as a DAC-ish, kind of like a sound card, where it's USB to your computer, has a giant knob, and it powers 2 speakers at supposedly 50 watts a channel, which I don't believe, and they're Bluetooth, and they're $30. So if those work, that makes me happy, right? Is it going to sound better than this Burson that's $599? Probably not. Probably not. But it still makes me smile, the fact that it's $30, right? All right. So smiles per dollar, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm always trying to find what the best value is for you guys. And I'm always trying to be fair as far as if I don't like a speaker, it's not that the speaker's bad, it just might not suit my preference, right? So I just want to be unbiased, even though I do have my biases, but I want to be clear and upfront as far as what my biases are, right? So that way you can make a decision. So maybe I'll say hey, I don't like bright speakers. Maybe you do, and maybe those speakers are perfect for you, right? So just want to be fair. Let's see what else here. I use a Little Bear 2 valve headphone app with something tubes, and it sounds great to my ears. Little Bear, I think Little Bear, Duke Audio, DOUK, and Knob Sound are all same company. I think they're all one company. So yeah, I'm curious to hear how those sound. Kyle says, do you have serious audio equipment in your car? No. So I have my car that I'm going to return soon. It's a 2016 F80 M3, and those are not good for messing with. You don't want to open those up and first of all, I don't think you could change out your head unit. Second of all, I think it would look really silly to change out the head unit on that. And nothing is easy to mess with. It's not easy to install speakers in your door. It's not easy to do anything. So I ended up just getting the Harman Kardon system. It doesn't sound great or anything. But yeah. It is what it is. In my van, we have a Dodge Caravan. Now that's a different story, right? So that one is pretty easy to work on. And I did install a double DIN. I installed a little mini sub. I have it kind of set up with a center channel I just installed in there. And hopefully, I have a mini DSP, so I'm doing stuff with DSP. Yeah, I try to mess around in the car a little bit. That's a harder area to play with because the acoustics in a car are the worst. Anyway, I think that's it. We're at 49 minutes right now. Thank you guys for being with me while I unbox these things. I'm not sure if I should even keep these videos public. You know what I mean? They're so raw and just unpolished. I don't know that it's good that I keep these up. So I'm considering just making them all private after I'm live. But for right now, what I'm doing is I'm keeping them as unlisted so they don't show up to when you just go to my channel. But if you go to the playlist that says from live unboxing or something like that, then you can see all of these. So I'm gonna keep it like that for right now. Any more questions? Have you ever reviewed any VIFA Bluetooth speakers? VIFA. So VIFA, I haven't reviewed their speakers. I've seen their speakers though. They have like cloth on them, and they kind of look like that IKEA speaker. No, but I do have some VIFA full range speakers that I'm really impressed with. Forgot the model number on them. They're pretty popular, but they sound like these speakers like $10 or something like that. Little speakers, and you can mount them in a lot of different boxes, and they sound awesome. Anything else? Anything else? Because I'm about to take off right now. Any other questions? Just bye. Bye for now. All right, so I think you guys are done hearing me talk. I'm gonna do a full review on these real soon. I have some other reviews coming up, so keep that in mind, and comment, and what else? What else do I want to tell you? Hit me up on Instagram if you're on Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook if you're on Facebook. It's Instagram / what is my Instagram? Joe Intel. I think my Instagram is Joe Intel, and my Facebook is at The Real Joe Intel, or real. Shoot, I don't even know. What is my Instagram?
Joe and Tell.
My Instagram is Joe Intel. What's my Twitter?
I think it's Real Joe.
I don't use those as much. Instagram, you can always message me. Oh, Greg, you're the best. Greg always shows me love. My wife always gets teary whenever you do that, Greg. Stop that. Why do you get teary? She gets teary whenever you do that. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. And I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care. And I'm going to hit the stop streaming button. Bye.